Hello everybody and welcome to Hairdresser Power, and today is a big day. One of my all-time 100% favorites who has taught me so much in my career, got me started, motivated me, kept me going a lot of times. I know you don't realize it, but I was sometimes the only one sitting there in the audience going, yeah, you know what I mean? Remember the Long Beach Hairdresser Power shows? No, the Long Beach Hairdresser Guild shows?
Yeah,
and it started off great, and then they just, right? And then what happened?
Well, I think what happened, they went more commercial. That was the problem.
Yeah.
It was a hairdressing function.
It was amazing.
Hairdressers there. I won 9 awards there for Best Education, where I beat out Aveda, Vidal Sassoon, Tony and Guy.
And that's
Russ.
when you were with ABBA.
Yeah, when I had ABBA, I beat them all.
And by the way, this is Alan Benfield Bush, if you don't know who he is, just newly knighted by the Queen. No, just kidding. Well, and they also might know you as Conor McGregor's dad.
They might.
Yeah, because you taught him how to fight, right?
That's right. I wish.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, I would love you to ask questions if you feel like asking questions. But today, what I want to do is we have a few pictures that you brought to us, Alan.
Yeah, I messed up my file.
Yeah, it's okay.
I've got a lot.
But there's so much wealth of information and knowledge that we'd like to share with people. You know, some basic, give them a taste of who you are in case they don't know. And if they don't know, I guess they've been under a rock for a lot of years. And
well, they may be just young.
That's true. That's true. But here's the thing. I'll say right off the bat. And I have trending people in this chair like twice, 3 times a week that are very trending, and we know what that means, that they may not know a lot, but people follow them. Does that make sense?
Correct.
But even in that, they're saying that they feel like cutting and how to cut and to speak and to take care of your clients is coming back, and they're already feeling it. And a lot of the younger people now aren't ready for it. And I know that's your foundation from Vidal himself, right?
Well, they say you can't teach you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to teach the young the old tricks.
The pups.
Because the old tricks is what will carry their ideas forward more. Because it's the foundation, and the foundation they really haven't got. I agree. They really don't, and it's hard to get. I discovered it when I was teaching at Vidal Sassoon's, and I was standing at the side with my other teachers there, and I was watching 10 students I was teaching. I kept watching them, and I said, what is it with these Yanks? They can't seem to get what I'm saying and get their hair done right. I mean, they're not doing it exactly. What is it with them? What's wrong with them? And of course, my friend turned and looked at me and said, yeah, he said, they're all wrong and you're right, Alan.
Right.
So my ego went,
oh, yeah. You took the
felt about that big, you know.
Yeah.
So and then I started to think about that, and so I watched it, and then I said, they're all coming out with different results, and yet they're all standing the same. What I mean by standing is can I stand up?
Sure.
You think I can in the camera?
I think so.
They're standing and moving the same in and out of the hair.
Right.
Ducking and diving, slipping and sliding.
Now you know why I say he's Conor McGregor's dad, because he just takes your moves and uses them in UFC.
That's right.
I just saw that. See, that's it. You did it.
It's all that ducking and diving.
I love it. Yeah.
So anyway, I watched them, and then suddenly I realised a light bulb actually went off in my head. I went, well, they're lifting their hair up, they're moving it to the side, and they're going in and out. So that means there's only up and down, side to side, and in and out. It's length, width, and depth. It's a 3-dimensional world. No hairdresser in the world cuts hair any different than one another using those elements of up and down, side, in and out. How you approach them is your own creative feel. But the more you know about those fundamental movements, the more your creativity can expound, because you can only see as far as your knowledge will let you.
I agree.
And so that's why I started this method, called it the method, because it's up and down, side, in and out. But there's a common core going on now in what stylists should do behind the chair. And they really don't do it very well. I'm sorry to say that, guys. You're all going to have a go at me, but I don't give a damn. I'm too old to care whether you like me or not. I only care about what I'm saying.
Right.
And
then it works. And you get the results, right?
Yeah, and getting results with it. And I had plenty of results with it. And I'm dedicated to the hairdressing industry because that's the ones that have fed me all my life and done good for me, earned me millions, and I appreciate it. So I want to give back to them. And the hairdresser out there today doesn't understand the fundamental rules of how to look after a client from beginning to end and extract as many dollars from her purse as possible. Because if you don't, someone else is going to do it.
Absolutely.
The shop next door, perhaps. The one across the street will do it.
Yeah.
So you have to be prepared to understand what it is you're seeking and you're after in helping that client develop her individual look, of course. And so therefore you have to go through fundamental things as you go from the beginning she walks in the door. As soon as she walks in the door, the first thing you must do is smile. Whether it's your client, my client, anybody's, I don't care if it's a shoe salesman, I'm going to smile.
Yes.
Because a smile is 100 welcomes. And then the next thing is the welcoming voice, which is hello, how are you, whatever you want to say. But it's the greeting that is very important to making the client feel at home and comfortable. And then the third thing is to shake their hand. And I don't care if it's your mother, shake her hand, because you're in the professional place now. And then you hug her. But always shake the hand first and then hug them.
Okay.
Because it establishes the line that you're in a professional environment now.
I like that. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And so that's just one part of it. And then going through the process. And the other thing is that nobody retails anymore.
I know.
So let me explain what retailing really is. You're supposed to be the doctor of hair. You're supposed to look after their hair, tell them how to look after their hair in between salon visits. They need a prescription of what to use to make that work for them. A prescription, because you're a doctor. If you go to the doctors, they prescribe things for you to look after yourself between the visits to help your health. The same with hairdressers. You're the doctor of hair, you want to keep the health of the hair looking good, you should always prescribe products. Now, what products you prescribe is individual, it's up to you. What brand name? Look, everyone, the brand name really doesn't matter.
I agree.
Brand name doesn't matter at all. It's the hairdresser who's touching the hair, knows how to work it, knows whether to use a moisturizing shampoo this time or a volumizing shampoo. So therefore they've got a regimen of usage and every individual is different. So therefore they become different. It doesn't, and some of them will sell a shampoo of one line and conditioner of another line. They start mixing them up. But so what? They're taking care of their client, which is more important.
Yeah.
And so the brand names really do not matter. It's the stylist. You're it, you're the star, you're everything to that client. She wants to hear from you. She wants you to tell her what to buy, how much to spend, simply because she believes in you, because you're telling her what all the time she needs.
Absolutely.
So therefore it's very important to understand what you have to do in the common core. What do you have to say? Always tell your client, for instance, oh, I've been so busy lately. I've been so busy. I'm getting so much clientele
I've got a waiting
now.
list going.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm unpopular. Because then when you put up your prices, and by the way, there's only one time to put your prices up, and that's when you're busy.
That's right.
And not because you've got a car payment.
Just so you know, I always preach that to people. I learned it from this guy, just so you know.
So you put your prices up, and when you put your prices up, you give them a piece of paper that's got the price list in front in their chair while they're sitting in front of you.
Sure.
Give them the price. Don't send them a letter or put a note up on the mirror because you're too frightened to talk to them. You're being a coward. Just give them the new price list and say that's the new prices as of next month. Anyway, I was thinking about colour on your hair. So make it just a procedure.
Absolutely.
And then when she looks at it and she reads it and she sees you put your prices up, she'll say, hey, you put your prices up again. Say, yes, I had to.
Yeah,
Had
so
to.
Yeah.
And they say, well, why did you put your price up? Well, remember I told you I'm so popular? I'm getting people coming in, so I have to, put my prices up to back a few people off so I can take care of my regulars like yourself.
Exactly.
I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, exactly.
So have some understanding of what words to use and how to place them to benefit you in the long run to buying. And the closing of the sale when you're doing retail, you should always say, do you like your hair? She says, yes. Do you like the design? Yeah. Well, remember, this is the shampoo that I used. And put it in her hand. Tell her to hold it for you. And then the same thing with the conditioner. This is the conditioner. Hold that for me. And then you put the other things in your hand and you walk towards it. Let's go over to reception. Invite her over to reception. She's got them in her hand. She's carrying them. You line them up at reception, you say, these are the products I recommend, and I guarantee the design if you use these products. 95% of clients will buy what the stylist recommends. It's got nothing to do with the brand name.
Absolutely. I've seen it over and over.
And I'm very
again.
passionate about that.
Well, and the thing is, because I know you worked with Vidal, but I used to be friends with him because through Gene. I used to be friends with Gene. So we used to go eat breakfast and stuff, and I was kind of dumb and cocky. And I was messing with him about, you know how he's little and, you know, Fidel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was teasing him one day. I go, hey, so I see your commercials on TV. If you don't look good, we don't look good. What's that all about? Just messing with him. He goes, dude, that's what it's all about. He goes, look, they're your walking advertisement. That's your advertising. So when they're out in the walking around and their hair's not looking good, even though you did a beautiful job on it, but they're not maintaining it at home,
you don't look good.
You don't look good, and
That's
you
right.
don't get to make money. And that's so, because some people say, I don't want to sell retail. No, 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 no. Retail isn't retail. Retail is guaranteeing your work and making sure that billboard of that beautiful work you just did is out there bringing in clients for you. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely, absolutely. They don't seem to understand that, the millennials these days. It's all about their hair and their ego. Well, ego's fine, but put it into your work, put it into your career, put it into your job. Don't keep putting it in your big mouths.
Yeah.
Everybody talks a lot, but doesn't do anything about it.
Well, you know, I always say you can talk a lot, but you can't win a game without scoring.
No, absolutely.
And that's what we're
so
talking
the
about.
game we've got to win is not selling products that sell over the counter. We should only sell products that sell through the stylist. You're really in control. You have that power to do it.
Do you mind if I ask you a question? If you don't want to answer this, you just say, Patrick, pass.
No.
So you know right now, and this is something that we've talked about before, companies like Ulta, you know, which are the glorified beauty supplies, are really going to do, what, $7-8 billion this year? And I feel like the customers that they're getting are people that we've developed for those brands, and now those brands have decided to go into that model, which it's just like when Walmart came into town.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because the brands, this is what we do. We're hairdressers. I've got a brand, YHS.
Yes.
YHS, Your Hair Care System. Yes. But nevertheless, you bring out a brand and then you build the brand. And as it builds, the numbers go up and the numbers go up and the numbers go up, and then all of a sudden it starts to flatline, or it doesn't go up as much anymore. But you still got to make your numbers go up.
Right.
So that's when we sell out or go to over the counter. Well, when they go over the counter, us hairdressers shouldn't get upset. We should go, well done, we helped you get there. Okay, but now I'm going to drop your line and I'm going to pick up another line that's in the industry and bring out the latest thing, because that's old now.
Yep.
And if
it ran its course, right?
It's ran its course, and if the client says, oh, well, you've changed your... Say, well, yeah, of course, I always bring you the latest fashion, you know me.
Absolutely.
So you go up in the eyes of the client, because she's only seeing a product. Every time she sees a new product, it's in your salon. It's not in a store. And she doesn't see the products that you in the store in your salon at all.
That's right.
She's like, wow. She's impressed.
Hopefully she doesn't. But
Hopefully
that's a problem. I go into a lot of salons still, because I was just doing classes, you know, I'm traveling all day, every day, you know, doing things. I walk in, I go, gosh, you know, that's funny, you're still carrying this brand. And this brand has been in pretty much over the counter, virtually over the counter. They actually have color that they sell in the salon to the client.
Oh, yeah.
Which is insane. And you would still carry that line? That's not a good business model as far as I'm concerned.
Let's get it straight. The brand names really don't give a rat's tail
it's
about
you. It's a commodity, yes.
You're just a conduit to get to your clients. Right. They don't want you selling things to your clients. They want to sell things to your clients. They just want you to introduce it to them.
Yes.
Or introduce them to the brand name.
Absolutely.
And that's all they really want. So the hairdressers who get behind these product lines, excuse me, and they're going to hate me for saying this, but all of you stylists who get up on stage and promote all the product lines that sell over the counter are traitors.
Couldn't have said it better. I'm remaining neutral, but I agree.
And they're only going to defend themselves because they're already doing it. They didn't realize they were doing it.
Well, let me ask you another question.
Intuitively they were doing it.
I know they know. They know deep inside, believe me.
Well, some do.
If you talk to them for 5 minutes and just enlighten them a bit, they go, oh, that is what's happening. And sometimes they really do care and they walk away.
You want to bring the power back to the industry. By the way, it was $12 billion that they took from our pockets.
Absolutely.
Over 30 years, period.
I agree.
So now we can take it back by not selling their products out the salon. And if a client says, oh, well, I like that product, then they say, well, I've got a much better product for you.
Well, remember, the new and innovative things don't come from the big boys. They come from people like you and me that are developing and working and pushing it to the level, because there's a connection between chemistry and hairdressing. And sometimes that's lost. In fact, it definitely is lost with big corporations.
I don't even sell I know you won't like me saying this, or anybody else doesn't like me saying this, but I don't sell my product through anybody else but the hairdresser. I don't sell it online, I don't sell it on Amazon, I don't sell it on blah, 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 you know, Flujimi Flip. I don't sell it from any other place but a hairdresser behind the chair. I don't advertise.
And unfortunately, what I'm seeing is that sometimes hairdressers, they're the ones doing most of that, and you know you have to go after it. Unfortunately, it's just you've got to constantly maintain it. It's we're trying our best. The other thing I was curious as to is, you know, when you're looking at like the industry and the trends of the industry, and for example, education, and I know you're big on this, and I would like your opinion. I've noticed that most of these big companies, these so-called OTC, over-the-counter companies that have bought lines up, we know who they are, we don't need to mention them. When you go see their education, especially on stage and whatnot, I have never in my life, ever, had a client come to my chair and ask me to do any of the things that they're teaching. Ever, not once.
Of course, it's not what they wear. That's showing off up on stage.
Okay.
I've done it, I'm a show off.
Of course.
I get up on stage and do a dance and a giggle and make them laugh, but do a good haircut and really fantasize as much as I can. But that doesn't solve your problem 9 o'clock on Thursday with Mrs. Jones.
Thank you.
She says, my hair's frizzy, I got this problem, I got that problem, now what you going to do? That doesn't save you those stages, but that's just to...
It's a motivation.
It's motivation, it's all about ego and sensationalism.
Not reality.
But really, it's not reality at all.
Absolutely.
So,
and unfortunately, because of, you know, Instagram and things like that, I get it. People put that up because they get followers. People get up because that's what people want to see, and it's exciting. But if you ask any of these people, I have them sitting right in the chair, what's your bread and butter? Gray coverage.
Right.
The basic 3 cuts.
Yeah.
Really, it's basically only 2 cuts, as you know. There's either one length or layered. But there's variations on it.
Right, of course.
So younger people today, I don't think they realize that.
No, no one's telling them. And plus, you're getting out of beauty school, you're in there 10 minutes, beauty school, and you come out and you say, well, where shall I go and get education? They're told, well, you'll pick it up when you're out there. So that's like me saying to you, Patrick, go in that room and get me some. And you say, well, get you what? I say, well, you'll pick it up when you're in there. You're going to bring me back a lot of crap first. So you get crap education out there, which is usually product knowledge, which is the cake, and the cherry on the top is the actual real art and techniques. So there's no equalizing. They're trying to just push the products as much as possible, which obviously is good, but really I'm into my company called Method Alliance Transforming Education. M-A-T-E, mate. Are you one of my mates? Because if you're a hairdresser, you are. So Method Alliance is really to bring about a method of understanding what you should do behind that chair. Not what you do on stage. Any fool can jump on stage with an axe and start whacking the hair. I've done it with a broken milk bottle before, about 25 years ago. So what? Doesn't mean anything. Now they've got an axe doing it, and a fire torch, and turn someone upside down. What are you, clowns? Load of clowns.
Well, that's why
ridiculous.
That's why I'm glad you're here.
I want to participate in an industry that is a fun industry. It's very profitable, and it's very, very needed. Why? Because we service people. We look after people. We help convert them, change them. We give to them in positive manners, even when they're in a bad mood. By the time we finish, they should be in a good mood.
Absolutely. And
so we have a real good fundamental job to do, and I love it. It's the greatest industry I know.
I agree.
So education is very important, but where you get it and what it is the most important too. I think the word we need now is bring about an understanding. Understanding is more important than education. Understanding what you should do, should not do, what you should say, and also when to shut up. When you're applying a skill behind the chair and you're cutting hair, you're amputating part of her body. I think you should concentrate.
A little bit.
Now, I don't care if you've done it before. It's a new day. You can't do it the same as you did last time, even if you washed her hair and redone it again. Right that second, you couldn't do it exactly the same. So when a client says to you, well, how do I get this look at home? Well, you can't, love. But let me show you ways to push the hair around that you'll get close to it and it'll change a little bit, but it'll always look good.
Right.
Know what to say.
Yes.
Reaching an understanding of how to handle the client's problems, how to handle her questions. It's very important. I'm passionate about it. I give more education than I give anything. Education is the singular most important thing. And I know my method is being used by everybody. I trained Sam Veer in the method, Terry Donnelly. There's so many others. Ray Fardy, big sexy hair. He was a senior affiliate at Arbor. I taught him the method. Right. And even Robert Chromians. He used to be, when I did a show or a seminar, Robert Chromians would come running down. He'd always be first in the door with a pencil and a pad ready to take notes. I loved him for that. What a great person, because he took notes, studied it, worked at it, and now look at him, he's a star. Yeah. Most of the people out there who know this method are stars today. Paul Vega. I mean, I can drop name everywhere of them all doing it.
But the thing that, whether you're a star or not, the one thing you have to remember when you're in that chair and you're doing your client, you're doing it for them, not for you.
Of course you're doing it, but you're also doing it, I don't agree with that, you're also doing it for you too.
Well, that's obvious.
Because
yes.
When you finish and if she's happy and excited, it fulfills your heart too.
Right, but
so it's a two-way street.
Focus needs to be on her so that you get what you're looking for, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Focus.
But some people, unfortunately, they learn a collection, they learn a technique, and it's not even applicable. Cutting. Right, it's not even applicable to that client. No. And they put the same on every head, and I think that's wrong.
You see, every person can be in fashion today. Every single person from 60 years old to 6 years old can be in fashion today. The only thing is they've got to go to a hairdresser who knows how to adapt that design and that fashion to suit that individual.
Absolutely.
How to adjust it just to make it fit her, cut a little bit less or leave a little more, just to suit that individual, but still keep her, because everybody has the right to be in fashion.
I agree.
So therefore it's them getting the training to do that. And you can only get that from people who know and understand the method of cutting hair, because the method will take them to the method of colouring, method of setting. I don't care what it is. I can get a whole head of coverage of colour with 4 foils.
Right, I've seen you do it.
I mean, so therefore, it's understanding is the most important thing.
I agree.
Understanding. I know I'm getting a bit carried away.
Well, we have a question for you, Alan, from someone here. It says, where do you find more information about the education that you're talking about, that you offer? Where do you find out more?
Go to Method Alliance Transforming Education. If you go to that, it's a group page on Facebook, and also you can always contact me. Funny, people don't seem to want to give out their number. It's so hard to reach some of these hairdressers. They've got a secret number, or no, you can't get in touch with me or something. My number is 707-217-2700. You can call me. I'm always a big head. I'm always saying I know all the answers, so test me. See if I do. Give me all the questions. That's all I want. And by the way, to get more education, I'd love to show you the method. And so just go to Method Alliance Transforming Education, or you can even go to yhshaircare.com and find out more about, or even my group page, Alan Benfield Bush. Have a look at all of that and find out where we are and what we're doing. On February the 26th, I'll be doing it in LA, and I'm going to do a one-day event of cut, colour and dressing, so that you'll see all of it on the same head happening. So it's a very informative day that'll be, and also be a hands-on.
And then your Instagram handle is at YHSHairCare.
Correct.
And they could probably find out information through there as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of everybody's into Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have some pictures. I don't know what we have. I didn't pre-look at them. And let's just see what we have here and talk about it.
All right.
What do we got? We got, oh, here you go. Now, there you go. That's the Method Alliance. That's what we're talking about right here.
Yeah. Method Alliance Transforming Education, it's M-A-T-E, mate. And I've got a book that I will give away to anybody who asks for it. I don't charge money for it, and it's all about the method. I'm not trying to make money off of the education you so rightly deserve. And if I really want it to get out there, if I charge money, I'm preventing it from getting to you. But if I don't charge money, you can have it. And it's a book, it's called Universal Language Tool. ULT, Universal Language Tool, and you can get it on Method Alliance. So I guess the word is ultimate, Universal Language Tool in Method Alliance Transforming Education. Ultimate.
Talk about giving back. You're putting your money where your mouth is. I love that. Most people talk, they don't do.
I can back up my mouth.
Yeah, I know you can. Hey, what do we have next? We have any more pictures up there? Okay, no. What's this? This is very interesting.
Well, this is a combination, a student of mine named Robert Banyaga, who works for Tony and Guy, who I trained, and he went through my 3-month program, and I got awarded by, I've got awarded 45 awards for education, and none of them are from a product line. They're all from my peers, hairdressers. And this particular logo, this young man made up and put up and said, this is the logo for my training, because it's got a circle, it's got the angles of 90s and 45s, it's got a square and a triangle in it, it's light and dark. So, and the number, those letters on the outside is the 90s and 45s, which is the angles that we all use. And so that's what, he came up with that for the logo, and I loved it so much I kept it. I asked his permission, of course.
I love it.
And
it's great.
Put it up, yeah.
Well, I know you've done a lot in your life as far as, you know, you used to work with Fidel and you used to work at Academy and things of this nature. I know you started as a model. Remember the modeling pictures I saw you? Yeah, looking good. Still looking good, by the way.
Yeah, from a distance.
You know, you worked with Jim and you guys created ABBA, which was a product line.
Right.
And then obviously you went into the wine business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had a variety of things that you've done in your life. And now you have a product line.
Right.
And what is your motivation? Is it a legacy? What's going on with YHS?
I really want to make the method a standard in the industry to be used. For all beauty schools, for everybody. Make that a standard, that's number one. Number two, YHS is a product line, so that gives me a financial platform to be able to get out there and tell hairdressers, stop buying products from over the counter. And let me prove to you and show you why and how. I have one young lady who hadn't sold any products for 25 years, and she's in a studio. And I said, would you sell my line? She said, well, I don't sell product. I said, well, let me show you, I don't want you to sell it, I want you to educate your clients. Let me show you how. So I went through it with her. She said, okay, I'll try it. Within 1 month, she took enough money profit from the product line to pay 2 months' rent.
That's fantastic.
I think you can pay your mortgage.
Absolutely.
With products.
I know.
But the hairdressers don't realize the potential they have.
Absolutely.
You're it, you're the stars. The clients think you're the whole thing, the whole enchilada.
And the ones that are doing it with lines that have given up on them, I think they should wake up and stop. It's bad.
Absolutely.
It's hurting us.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
and
really
there are
hurting us.
people who actually care, like you, like myself, out there that have brands that are clean and that we can.
Oh yeah.
We can
my
live
brand,
with.
My brand, you'll never see it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's
and
wonderful.
if you do, it's because I'm going to sue them.
Yeah, well, you can try. I mean, once they buy it, they own it. But I have the same thing. But once as it becomes
but
public,
I'll control the buying. They're not going to buy. I know there's unscrupulous distributors out.
Oh,
Let's talk about a little bit, can I?
Yes.
Manufacturers.
So I don't
the
have to,
big
because I wish I
conglomerates.
could.
There are 7 big conglomerates out there who actually own the whole product industry. And they're the ones who came to our industry and they saw one day, they said, look at this hairdressing industry. It's doing $12 billion in sales on products. We want that $12 billion. So how do we get it? Let's think a bit.
Buy the company.
I'll tell you what, let's buy the manufacturers. So they
Absolutely.
went and bought the manufacturers out. Redken, Matrix, all the other. Now they're no
Clairol,
longer designer labels.
No.
So they bought all those out, but that still didn't work. The hairdresser was still resistant about bringing in the big lines because they said, well, they're sold in the store. But eventually, the manufacturers figured it out. You know what they figured out? Buy the distributor. Who's in direct contact with the salons, with the salespeople, have an intimacy with these stylists.
And create a store and have a shopping experience. And that's what I tell people, unfortunately.
So they took over the industry and stole $12 billion out of your pocket.
How do you
your
feel?
pocket.
Shopping
How do you
is
feel?
not good.
Huh?
They shouldn't shop. Concierge.
Yeah.
Have your rep take care of you. That's your time too. Concierge service, not going and shopping, that's crazy.
No.
Then an $8 an hour person is telling you what's on spiff in the store, and that's what you're getting your knowledge from.
Well,
Sad.
don't forget, hairdressers are easily bought. You have to understand. Sorry to say that, guys. I'm one. It's okay. They're easily bought because for this reason. I go now into a mall, and there's a top artist from a big company who you watch travel around the world doing shows on platform, standing in a mall teaching how to do home hair color out of a box with the mirrors and the gloves and the brush and everything.
I know.
And only because they're being paid to do that. They don't really want to do it. They don't feel good about it very much because they're trying to sell to the client.
I know.
So the big companies don't care though. They just trying to buy you, and they'll buy you cheap as they can get you.
You become a commodity, just like the product. Absolutely.
Get off of it, everyone. Let's get back to our industry. We own the industry, not the brand names.
Nope.
So forget the brand names. Only support brand names that support you.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
And it's easy to find out.
And we'll put $12 billion back in your pocket.
I think so.
I definitely know.
We create the brands, we control the brands. I literally know that if a hairdresser has control of their clients, which they do, they may not realize it,
Right.
you could say, well, I'm using this, and I would go, well, I don't recommend that because, you know what, it's in the grocery store and they've run their course.
Yeah.
But you're my client, we have a relationship, I have a waiting list. I know you and I would say this.
Yeah.
If you want to keep coming, then you're going to buy from me.
Yeah.
But you got to
absolutely.
get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just got to get to the point of understanding you're really in control.
And believing it.
And if the client says, well, I use this product line, I like this product, I love it, it's so good. So yeah, well, your hair's a little dry today. Go in and attack the hair.
Yeah.
And then when you're attacking the hair, now you've got it controlled. Now you take it to the back bar. This is the product I want you to use. Only use this amount in the hand. You rub your hands together to emulsify, activate the ingredients. Now I want you to take it through the roots to the ends, sloth all that debris from the hair. This is how I want you to do it at home, okay? And I guarantee the design if you use this product
Absolutely.
that I recommend.
What's
What's the client going to say? No.
It's a relationship.
It's a relationship.
Build the relationship.
Of course.
And
the brand
cherish
name,
it.
You can be called anything.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Well, now the British accent does help a little bit.
Does it? I thought the American accent did.
Well-
Golly, who won the big game today, guy?
Hey, how you doing? Pip, pip, cheerio and all that. Okay, so bangs or fringe, you know? I don't know.
Well, my surprise when I got to Bonwit Tellers in New York, and the first client asked me, he said, I'd like a shag and a bang. I went, what?
Yeah.
Shag and a bang?
Yeah,
Wow,
baby.
I love America. All right.
Yeah, this is my place. But it is funny that, you know, we do need to have a common language when we're learning. And I think
Yes.
that's something that you've really focused on throughout your career.
Well, I was at Vidal Sassoon's, and once I discovered this length, width, and depth, I went to the dictionary because I was hearing words, and
Sure.
so I went to the dictionary to check them out. And most of the words don't mean anything. I mean, the word, everybody's using this word called over direction. Well, what is it? Over. If I pick something up and throw it at you, it has to go up and down to get to you. So the movement in over is up and down. And the direction you go means I'm going up as far as I can go until now I'm going down. So it's over your direction. Got nothing to do with side to side. They think a side movement is over direction.
Well,
No,
and then
it's
you
not.
have
A side movement
the
is lateral.
convexity or
Is
concavity of the section itself.
Of course, there's only three forms of cutting. There's geometrics, volumetrics, trimetric projection. Geometrics gives you hard, flat, compact lines, whereas volumetrics gives you soft, curved, spread out, expanded lines. And trimetric projection is geometrics and volumetrics together and a twist of your hand to formulate a movement in the hair where there wasn't one before.
Absolutely.
That's the only three forms of cutting there are.
I would buy that, absolutely, because it's true.
And I'll challenge anybody on hair cutting.
I know, you know your stuff. And I think that that's important that people realize that it's coming.
Oh yeah.
It's coming back to,
Yes, it is.
to very precise
I think
cutting.
it's coming. I think you're right. It's coming back, but it's also coming back with a better twist.
Yes.
Because now we know
Better
what
tools.
it is. Better tools.
Better understanding.
A better understanding is the
Absolutely.
important one.
So this is
Yeah.
a really exciting time for hairdressing.
Oh, I'm excited. I feel like a kid again, except when I look in the mirror.
Yeah, well, you know, it's how you feel, not how you look, right?
But it's all in the
But you're
feeling.
still looking great, and I mean, you're still active.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
still
you live up
passionate
in
about it.
you're up in the mountains now. You love
I live
that.
up in Big Bear
Yeah.
by the lake there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it up there.
Yeah, it's
We've
wonderful.
got a house in Joshua Tree, but I love it up at the lake more.
Yeah, that's good to be happy. You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
living
it's
the
really
life.
good. But I come down to LA and do seminars and different things like that.
Okay.
And do in-salon classes, do a lot of in-salon classes. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, that's the
Get
key.
to 10 people, work with them, see how they are, and show them some things that make the light bulbs go off on their head. That's what I like. That's where I get my ego from, is from you getting it.
Yes.
You know?
That's a good positive ego. That's really
Yeah,
good.
can't help that.
And by the way, it's not bragging if you can do it.
Oh yeah.
That's what
I can do it.
Muhammad Ali said.
Hey, as I said on the last seminar, if I make a mistake, I will tell you to educate you why I did that.
Absolutely.
And that's what I do. I went, oh, look, I didn't cut enough off there. That's because I wasn't holding it with tension. Okay, go back there, Alan. And I tell myself, but I want the other people to hear me so they can learn from it too and see that, you know, we all make mistakes. You know, I see so many hairdressers up on stage dancing around the chair, hitting it with a fancy tool and stuff, and they're looking at it and You know what they're really thinking? They're thinking, God, I made a hole there.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'll get out of it in a second. No, I'll look. I'll do one on the other side, make it look like it was supposed to be like that. So we're all full of pup.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we put our ego into our work, not just our mouths. We're always bragging about how great we are, but the trouble is, why don't we look at how great we are at learning, how great we are at absorbing?
Yeah.
Because the techniques, everybody's technique becomes different when you use it. If we use point cutting, I hear this all the time, these different ways of cutting. What was it? Blunt cutting, skip cutting, pointing, pruning, niching, notching, ragging, jagging, sharking, texturizing, picket fence cutting. There's all sorts of, we can make it up.
Right.
My favorite technique for cutting hair is called schmuggelwitching. You take the scissors and you put it in, you go schmuggel and you witch. Schmuggel and you witch. So I just made up a technique.
Nice.
So it's all on you understanding hair. What you do after that, you can break all the rules you want. They're fun.
Yeah.
But you've got to understand what you're doing, not just copy haircuts. I don't teach haircuts. I teach how to cut hair.
Beautiful. That's as it should be. Do we have any more pictures, Stephen? Look at this guy. Now, this is you in front of your brand.
Yeah, in a salon, in a studio, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, you know, what's the whole thing? You know, you're in
I've
the
got
brand.
I've got nine SKUs in the line, nine products in the line. I chose the ones that I thought would be the most practical for their day-to-day usage and to get the most dollar for.
Okay.
And so that's what I chose them for. I've got some more products coming out in the new year. And
now, do you have representatives in the field, distributors?
I
How are you doing
I only have one representative in the field.
Okay.
And his name is Mario Lopez, the real Mario Lopez.
There you go. I've interviewed the other guy, the fake guy.
Yeah, well, the fake one on TV. Now, Mario is out in the field every day, brings back lots of information.
Wonderful.
And we try and help all the salons grow as much as possible.
Wonderful.
I started in LA, in Orange County, with my product line because I want to concentrate on where I am.
Yeah. So you can be there for them.
Yeah, so I can be there for them and go down and see them, talk to them.
Yeah.
And I give out my phone, my cell phone number.
Absolutely.
So they can call me directly. I'm not.
That's wonderful.
You know.
Alan Bush himself. I love it.
Yeah.
Any more pictures, Stephen? Do we have anything else? And there you are. And then, is this like an educational event? I know you've been doing something with...
No, that was at a show. That was at a show, and I'm just showing off.
Looking great. Hey, so I know you were doing something with Guru Village recently.
I did. I was a guest artist at Guru
And I heard it went
Village.
really well.
Yeah, it went really well. I got
Yes.
everybody wanting to buy the product for sure.
And I think you're coming back doing something with them?
Yeah, I'm going to do that's why I'm going to do that coloring class. They wanted me to do another class, so yeah.
Yeah, Dennis is a great guy. We work with him a lot.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's on the same page as us about our thinking.
Absolutely.
He's on the same page. And the more we get like that, the better, because it's a movement going on in the industry.
There is.
So all of you young hairdressers, we're starting a movement, and you will be caught up in that. You can't help it. Why? Because it makes you money.
Yep. It makes sense,
that's what we want to
and
do.
it's sustainable. All these other flash in the pan, go to a party, fly you out to an island and get you drunk, that's that day.
No, I just want to empower the hairdresser behind the chair and enrich their lives.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. Right here. Boom, blow it out. So, hey, do we have any other pictures, Stephen? That's it.
That's it.
So, you know, I mean, this is great having you here. It's great catching up with you.
Sure.
But it's just the new beginning. This is just your another legacy for you.
Yeah, I love it. I'm very excited because of I'm glad the conglomerates did what they did, because now it gives us the chance to take it back.
I agree.
And I don't care what they say, what they try to do. I will advertise if they try to do anything against us.
Absolutely.
It's because when they do, then their ratings go down.
I agree 100%. And I think you're doing the right thing from the heart.
Yeah.
And this is the best industry, one of the best industries in the world. We help people.
And great people, the hairdressers.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're beautiful people. The causes they give to, what they participate in.
Absolutely.
Hairdressers are wonderful, wonderful people. That's because I'm one, I suppose I say that, but really they are.
I'm right there with you. And I think
you're
doing, I'm so glad to have you. I'm so glad you're doing well.
Sure.
I think people need to, if they get a chance, definitely get to what you're doing, the YHS hair care on Instagram. Start following you.
Yeah.
Get involved with what we're doing, you know, as far as changing this industry and taking it back, because it's ours. It's the hairdressers industry. We only allow these big multi-giant companies to take it away from us.
Well, we used to be the ones who'd create collections.
Absolutely.
Not anymore, it's product lines do it.
I know.
They bring out a product and say, look, we want to sell this product, so make a collection go around this.
Yeah. And how does that help you to learn to cut hair? It doesn't.
Nothing.
So I'm with you, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing what
Good,
you do.
I'm glad, mate.
Thanks for doing what you do. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
And thank you. And you guys, remember, anytime you want to see what's going on, go to YouTube, go for Hairdresser Power, sign up, subscribe. And anytime there's something new, like the wonderful Alan Bush, guess what? We'll send it right to your phone. And if you have time, instead of sitting around reading a magazine, learn. Watch this, right?
Oh, there's another thing. My other pet peeve. Can I say
Okay,
it?
yeah, of course.
The other pet peeve is when you call up the salon to see if you've got any clients coming in, and they say, no, you haven't got any till 11 o'clock. That doesn't mean you've got free time till 11 o'clock. That means you should go in at 9 o'clock and go outside and try and get some clients to come in to fill that time. Don't just sit at home and do nothing.
Feel sorry for yourself.
You're wasting your time,
Yeah.
So it's no good. You've got to go out and promote. You see, if your promotion is strong, you don't have to worry about retention.
Oh, no.
Promotion is much more important than retention. If you can't retain a client, you should get out anyway of the business and do computers or something. So you're bound to retain. It's normal. But promotion is more important because you're getting them quicker than they're leaving you. And by the way, they're all leaving you. 1% die, 5% move away, 3% do this, and it goes right up to 68% leave you because of your attitude towards them. So people leave you all the time. But if you're promoting and getting them quicker than they're leaving, you're in control of the price war.
You absolutely are. Good advice. Hopefully you understood what he said, but you know what? This is why you want to be involved with Alan. You want to hook up with him. You want to get on his Instagram. You want to follow him on Facebook. You want to learn, you guys. That's the key.
Yeah, check me out. And I could be lying to you. I could be a lying foreigner.
Yeah, but you know what? They'll find out pretty quick.
That's it.
Right when they all of a sudden they're going, wow, this stuff really works. What's going on? Is this magic? Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's the magic of reality, huh? We like that.
You make a reality.
You sure do.
Don't accept what it is, just make another reality.
Absolutely. Do it every day, right?
Yeah, baby.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.